Hey there. So you've been looking into natural ways to improve your sleep,
What?
and you've sent over some fascinating research on saffron.
Okay.
We've got a clinical trial that puts
Mhm.
saffron to the test,
Right?
and a broader review article that really digs into saffron's potential.
Sounds good.
Ready to take a deep dive?
Absolutely. Let's unravel this intriguing connection between saffron and better sleep.
Okay, so first things
Uh-huh.
first, for anyone who's not familiar,
Sure.
what exactly is saffron?
Well, saffron comes from the crocus flower.
Okay,
Specifically, it's the tiny threads called stigmas.
interesting.
And because it takes so many flowers to produce even a small amount,
Oh, wow.
it's the most expensive spice in the world.
Really?
It's been used for centuries in cooking, medicine,
Wow.
and even as a dye.
Hmm.
And now it might hold the key to a better night's sleep.
That's a pretty impressive resume for a spice.
Yeah.
The review article you sent mentions all these unique compounds in saffron like crocin and safranal.
Right.
What's so special about them?
Well, these compounds are what makes saffron so fascinating. Safranal, for instance,
Okay.
gives saffron its unique aroma
Uh-huh.
and might have relaxing effects.
I see.
And get this,
Yeah.
crocin,
Okay.
a powerful antioxidant,
Wow.
might actually help regulate your sleep-wake cycles.
Mm.
Imagine something you could take that would actually help get those cycles back on track.
Yeah, no more feeling like your internal clock is totally off.
All right.
But okay, we've got these potentially sleep-boosting compounds.
Yeah,
But does saffron actually work in practice? That's where this clinical trial comes in. right?
exactly.
Yeah.
This study focused on folks dealing with mild to moderate sleep disorders and a bit of anxiety.
Mhm.
They split the participants into two groups.
Yeah.
One got a saffron extract daily,
Okay.
and the other received a placebo.
The placebo group is key, right?
Right.
That helps isolate the effect of saffron itself.
Exactly.
But what I found really interesting was how they measured sleep.
Hmm.
It wasn't just asking people, how'd you sleep?
Right. They used something called actigraphy,
Okay.
which is a fancy way of saying they had participants wear a device that tracks their movements throughout the night.
Oh, interesting.
This gives researchers super accurate data on how long it takes to fall asleep,
Uh-huh.
how long people actually stay asleep,
Right.
how restless they are.
Makes sense.
It's way more precise than relying on someone's memory of their sleep.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
So what did this actigraphy data tell us about the saffron group? Did they actually sleep better?
The findings are pretty compelling. The group taking the saffron extract spent more time in bed overall and fell asleep easier.
Wow.
They even had improvements in the overall quality of their sleep, like how soundly they slept and how long they stayed asleep.
That's huge. I mean, so many people struggle with just falling asleep,
Right.
let alone staying asleep.
And it's worth pointing out that the placebo group didn't see any significant changes. This suggests that those improvements were really driven by the saffron.
That's really encouraging, especially for people who are looking for a natural way to improve their sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about feeling groggy the next day.
Right.
Sleep impacts so much of our overall health and well-being.
Absolutely. But of
Yeah.
course, we always want to be cautious.
Uh-huh.
And remember, this is just one study.
Right.
More research is always needed to confirm these findings
Cool.
and to understand exactly how saffron works its magic on sleep.
That's a good point. But
Rubbies.
even with that caveat,
Yeah,
these findings are definitely exciting.
absolutely.
And from what I'm reading,
Yeah.
the potential benefits of saffron go way beyond just sleep.
You're right. If we circle back to that review article,
Right.
it highlights some fascinating areas where saffron is being explored.
Like what?
For example, some researchers believe that saffron might have protective effects against serious conditions like cardiovascular disease and even Alzheimer's disease.
Hold on, saffron for Alzheimer's. That's intriguing. How could a spice possibly have that kind of impact?
Well, it's all about those amazing compounds we talked about earlier.
Okay.
Some researchers believe that saffron's potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties could play a role in protecting brain cells from damage.
So it's protecting the brain.
Exactly. And some research even suggests saffron might have mood-boosting effects,
Oh.
which could be helpful for people with Alzheimer's who often experience depression and anxiety.
Wow, that's incredible. So we're talking about a spice that might be good for our hearts, our brains, and our sleep.
It seems that way.
It almost sounds too good to be true.
It does, doesn't it? But that's what makes this research so fascinating.
Yeah.
It's still early, but there's a lot of potential here.
So much potential. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground about the science behind saffron.
Right.
But let's get practical for a minute.
Okay.
Let's say someone listening is thinking,
Yeah.
all right, saffron sounds great, but how do I actually use it? What are their options?
Well, the most common way is through saffron supplements.
Okay.
You can find saffron extract capsules or tablets at most health food stores or online.
That makes sense.
But remember, quality matters. Look for a reputable brand
Yeah.
that's transparent about their sourcing
Right.
and has clear dosing instructions.
That makes sense.
So,
And what about dosage? Is there a magic number that works for everyone?
unfortunately, there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Okay.
The optimal amount of saffron can vary from person to person
Uh-huh.
based on factors like weight, metabolism, and the severity of their sleep issues.
I see.
It's always best to start with a low dose and gradually increase it if needed.
Okay.
And of course, talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement.
Sound advice.
Yeah.
It's like finding the right balance for anything. You don't want to overdo it,
Right.
especially when you're first starting out.
For sure.
And speaking of balance, I know saffron can be pretty pricey. Are there other ways to incorporate it into your routine without breaking the bank?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Saffron isn't exactly budget friendly.
Yeah, no kidding.
But don't worry, there are creative ways to enjoy its potential benefits.
Okay.
One option is using saffron in cooking.
All right.
Even a small amount adds a ton of flavor and aroma to dishes like rice, soups, and stews.
Ooh, I love that idea. Delicious food, ANAD, potential health benefits.
Exactly.
Do you have any favorite saffron recipes?
I'm a big fan of saffron milk. It's a traditional drink in many cultures.
Oh, cool.
And super simple to make.
How do you make it?
Just heat up some milk with a pinch of saffron
Okay.
and maybe a little honey or cardamom for sweetness.
Sounds good.
It's soothing and comforting.
Yeah.
Perfect for before bedtime.
Okay, I'm adding saffron milk to my shopping list. That sounds amazing.
It is really good.
We focused a lot on sleep tonight,
Yeah.
but it's important to remember all of saffron's other potential benefits. The antioxidant, anti-inflammatory properties, the potential for protecting against heart disease and Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
It's pretty mind-blowing for a spice.
It really is. And these benefits are actually closely connected to sleep.
Oh, how so?
Think about it. Chronic inflammation can lead to poor sleep quality.
Right.
So saffron's anti-inflammatory effects could help break that cycle.
Oh, I see.
Similarly, reducing oxidative stress is good for both brain health and sleep.
So by improving your sleep with saffron,
Yeah,
you might be boosting your overall health in the process.
exactly.
Like a ripple effect.
It highlights the interconnectedness of our bodies.
Yeah.
When one system is out of balance, it affects everything else.
Right.
And sleep is foundational to our physical, mental, and emotional well-being.
I couldn't agree more. And you know what else is important for sleep?
What's that?
Building healthy sleep habits.
Absolutely.
Things like a consistent sleep schedule,
Yes.
a relaxing bedtime routine, and a dark, quiet, cool bedroom can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. Think of saffron as a complement to those healthy habits, not a replacement.
Okay.
It's all about taking a holistic approach to sleep.
That's a great point.
And
We've been deep in the world of saffron tonight. The science, the potential benefits, even how to use it.
yeah,
But there's one thing we haven't really addressed yet.
what's that?
Sustainability.
Okay.
We know saffron is this precious and expensive spice.
Right.
So it's important to be mindful of where it comes from and how it's produced.
You're right.
Yeah.
When you're choosing a saffron supplement or even just saffron for cooking, it's worth doing some research to make sure it's sourced ethically and sustainably.
Okay.
Look for brands that prioritize fair trade practices and environmentally friendly farming methods.
That's something we should all be thinking about,
Yes.
regardless of the products we buy.
Absolutely.
We want to make choices that support our own health and the health of the planet. Okay. I think we've covered an incredible amount of ground tonight.
We have.
From the science behind saffron to practical tips for incorporating it into your life.
Right.
We've really explored the fascinating intersection of saffron and sleep.
And we've even touched on the broader context of sleep health.
Yeah.
That all-important holistic approach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like any deep dive, we've only just scratched the surface.
For sure.
There's always more to learn about saffron, about sleep,
Right.
and about all the amazing ways they connect.
Right. That's the beauty of it. There's always more to discover.
That's true.
And that brings us to our final thought for today.
Okay.
Something to ponder as you drift off to sleep.
Oh, I love a good cliffhanger. What have you got for us?
We've talked about saffron's potential for improving sleep and overall well-being, but what about its impact on our dreams? Some cultures believe that saffron can enhance dream vividness
Wow.
and even induce lucid dreaming.
Whoa, that's fascinating. Not only could saffron help you sleep better, but it might also open up a whole new world of dreaming.
It's a possibility worth exploring.
Yeah.
Pay attention to your dreams after you've incorporated saffron into your routine.
Okay.
Keep a dream journal. Note any changes in vividness, emotional intensity, or even instances of lucidity.
I see.
You might be surprised by what you discover.
I love that. It's like a little invitation to delve deeper into the mysteries of our own minds.
Exactly. And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the possibilities.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible deep dive into the world of saffron and sleep.
You're very welcome. You know, it's fascinating to think that something as simple as a spice could have such a profound impact on something as fundamental as sleep.
It really is. And it makes you wonder, what else haven't we discovered about the power of nature? But let's come back to saffron for a moment.
Sure.
We've talked about its potential benefits, but how does it actually work? What's the science behind it?
That's a great question. And scientists are still piecing together the exact mechanisms, but we have some clues.
Okay, what are they?
Remember those unique compounds we discussed earlier, like crocin and safranal?
Yeah.
Well, they appear to interact with our brain chemistry in ways that promote relaxation and sleep.
So it's not just about feeling sleepy or drowsy.
Right.
Saffron could be influencing the actual chemical processes that regulate our sleep-wake cycles.
Exactly. For example, crocin is thought to increase levels of serotonin in the brain.
Okay.
Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that plays a key role in mood regulation, but it's also a precursor to melatonin,
All right.
the hormone that helps control our sleep-wake cycle.
So saffron might be boosting serotonin.
Yeah.
Which in turn leads to increased melatonin production. That's fascinating.
It is. And safranal, with its calming aroma, may also contribute to relaxation and sleepiness.
I see.
There's even some evidence that saffron might act on GABA receptors in the brain.
Interesting.
GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, meaning it slows down nerve activity, which can promote a sense of calm and tranquility.
That makes sense.
Though,
It's like saffron is working on multiple levels to help us relax and drift off to sleep.
right.
It's like a gentle nudge towards dreamland.
I like that analogy. And it highlights the beauty of natural remedies like saffron.
Yeah.
They often work in subtle, holistic ways, supporting the body's own natural processes.
Which brings us back to the idea of a holistic approach to sleep.
Yeah.
Saffron isn't a magic bullet, right? It works best when combined with other healthy sleep habits.
Absolutely. We've touched on some of these habits already.
Yeah.
But it's worth reiterating their importance.
Okay, like what?
Things like sticking to a consistent sleep schedule, creating a relaxing bedtime routine, and making sure your bedroom is conducive to sleep, dark, quiet, and cool.
Right, all that good stuff.
Are all crucial for quality sleep.
It's like setting the stage for a good night's rest. And saffron can enhance that, right? It can help amplify those positive effects.
Exactly. Think of it as a powerful tool in your sleep toolkit. But it's just one tool.
Right.
You need the whole toolkit for optimal results.
And that toolkit includes being mindful of what we consume before bed, right?
Yes.
Like avoiding caffeine or alcohol too close to bedtime.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what about diet in general? Do you think there's a connection between what we eat and how we sleep?
That's a great question. I mean, we all know how a heavy meal right before bed can disrupt sleep.
Right, for sure.
But are there certain foods that actually promote sleep?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
There are. And this ties in beautifully with our saffron discussion.
Oh, okay, how so?
Remember how we talked about saffron potentially boosting serotonin levels? Well, there are other foods that can do that too.
Oh, tell me more.
Foods rich in tryptophan,
Okay.
an amino acid that's a precursor to serotonin, can be helpful.
Like what kinds of foods?
Think turkey, nuts, seeds,
Okay.
even some dairy products.
So a little turkey and saffron milk before bed?
Yeah,
That sounds like a winning combination for a good night's sleep.
it might just be. And don't forget about complex carbohydrates.
Oh, right.
They can help promote sleep by increasing tryptophan availability in the brain.
Okay, so a light dinner with some complex carbs, a touch of saffron,
Yeah.
maybe some turkey or nuts for a snack.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about making mindful choices throughout the day to support a restful night.
Exactly. And remember, everyone's different.
Right.
What works for one person might not work for another.
For sure.
It's all about experimenting and finding what feels best for you.
That's a great point. And that experimentation might involve different forms of saffron too. right?
Yeah.
We've talked about supplements, but there's also the option of using saffron in cooking.
Right. And some people might find that incorporating saffron into their meals is a more enjoyable and sustainable way to experience its benefits.
And it can add a touch of luxury and exotic flavor to your dishes.
Absolutely.
It's not just about health, it's about enhancing the whole culinary experience.
Exactly. It's about finding ways to make healthy choices pleasurable and sustainable in the long run.
Yeah, I like that. And speaking of sustainability, let's revisit that important aspect of saffron.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something we touched on earlier, but it's worth digging a little deeper.
Sure.
Saffron is a precious resource, and we want to make sure we're supporting ethical and sustainable practices when we choose to use it.
Absolutely. And it's important to be aware of the challenges associated with saffron production.
Okay, like what?
As we mentioned, it's the most expensive spice in the world,
Right?
partly due to its labor-intensive harvesting process and the specific climate conditions it requires to thrive.
So it's not just a matter of buying any saffron product off the shelf.
Right.
We need to be discerning consumers and support brands that are doing things the right way.
Exactly. Look for certifications like Fair Trade or Organic, which indicate that the saffron has been produced in a way that's both socially and environmentally responsible.
And it's worth doing a little research on the companies behind the products.
Yes, definitely.
Do they prioritize sustainable farming practices? Do they support fair wages for their workers? Are they transparent about their sourcing? These are all important questions to ask.
You're right. We have a responsibility as consumers to make informed choices that align with our values. And when it comes to a precious resource like saffron, that responsibility is even greater.
It's about being mindful of the entire journey of saffron.
Yeah.
From the flower to our table, and making sure that journey is one that respects both people and the planet.
Absolutely.
And, this conversation about sustainability reminds me of something we touched on earlier. The broader implications of saffron's potential benefits.
Yes. We focused a lot on the individual level, how saffron can improve our sleep, boost our mood,
Right.
and contribute to our overall well-being.
Right. But what about the bigger picture?
Exactly. What if saffron's potential benefits could extend beyond individuals and have a positive impact on society as a whole?
It's a fascinating thought, isn't it?
It is.
Imagine a world where people are sleeping better, feeling less stressed,
Yeah,
and experiencing fewer health problems.
right.
What could that mean for productivity, creativity, and overall quality of life?
And imagine the potential impact on healthcare systems if saffron could help prevent or mitigate chronic diseases like cardiovascular disease and Alzheimer's.
It's a hopeful vision,
It is.
and one that's worth striving for.
Absolutely.
Of course, it's still early days,
Right,
and
right.
much more research is needed,
Yeah,
but the possibilities are certainly intriguing.
they are. And this is just the beginning of the conversation. There's so much more to explore about saffron, about sleep,
Yeah.
and the fascinating ways they intersect with individual well-being and the health of our planet.
You're right. And as we continue to learn and discover,
Yeah,
it's crucial to keep that bigger picture in mind.
Ab-
The interconnectedness of everything from our own sleep patterns to the well-being of our communities and the sustainability of our planet.
that's a powerful message to carry with us.
It is. And as we move towards the conclusion of our deep dive, let's keep those broader perspectives in mind.
Okay.
How can we use this knowledge to not only improve our own lives, but also contribute to a healthier, more sustainable,
Yeah.
and more dream-filled world?
That's a powerful question to carry with us.
It is. And it's one that we'll continue to explore as we wrap up our saffron journey. We've been on quite the journey tonight, exploring the world of saffron, from its potential to enhance our sleep, to its possible role in protecting our brains, and even its intriguing connection to the realm of dreams.
It's been a fascinating exploration, and as we wrap up our deep dive, I think it's important to zoom out and consider the bigger picture, the historical and cultural context of this extraordinary spice.
I love that idea. We've been so focused on the science and the practical applications, but saffron has such a rich history and cultural significance that goes far beyond its recent popularity as a sleep aid.
Exactly. Saffron has been prized for thousands of years. It's been mentioned in ancient texts, used in religious ceremonies, and even depicted in artwork. In some cultures, it was considered a symbol of wealth, luxury, and even royalty.
It's amazing to think about those ancient civilizations recognizing the value of saffron Perhaps not in the same ways that we do today, but certainly with an appreciation for its unique qualities.
Absolutely. And that appreciation wasn't just about its vibrant color or its culinary uses. Traditional medicine systems like Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine have long recognized saffron's therapeutic properties.
So these ancient healing traditions were already tapping into the power of saffron centuries ago.
Exactly. They used saffron to treat a wide range of ailments, from digestive issues to mood disorders. And in many ways, modern science is now catching up, confirming what these traditional practices have known for centuries.
It's a reminder that there's so much wisdom to be found in these ancient traditions. Sometimes it feels like we're rediscovering what our ancestors already knew.
I agree. And it highlights the importance of bridging the gap between traditional knowledge and modern science. There's so much we can learn from each other.
That's such a powerful point. It's not about one approach being superior to the other, but rather about recognizing the value of different perspectives and finding ways to integrate them.
Exactly. And this integration of perspectives can also be seen in the way saffron research is evolving. We've seen how it spans various disciplines: botany, chemistry, pharmacology, nutrition, psychology.
It's a reminder that real breakthroughs often occur at the intersection of different fields. When we break down those silos and encourage collaboration, we gain a much richer understanding of complex phenomena like sleep and well-being.
Couldn't agree more. And I think that's a valuable takeaway for our listeners, too. Embrace diverse perspectives, explore different approaches, and be open to new ways of thinking. Whether you're trying to improve your sleep, enhance your health, or simply expand your knowledge, that intellectual curiosity is essential.
I love that. It's about approaching life with a sense of wonder and willingness to learn and grow. And speaking of learning and growing, I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier, the broader implications of saffron's potential benefits.
Yes. It's exciting to consider how something as simple as a spice could have a positive ripple effect on society as a whole.
Exactly. We talk about the potential impact on individual well-being, but imagine the possibilities if saffron's benefits could be harnessed to improve public health, reduce healthcare costs, and even contribute to a more sustainable and equitable world.
It's a powerful vision. Think about it. If saffron could help people sleep better, manage stress more effectively, and reduce their risk of chronic diseases, that could have a profound impact on overall quality of life, productivity, and even community well-being.
And from an environmental perspective, if saffron production can be scaled up in a way that's both sustainable and ethically responsible, it could provide economic opportunities for farmers and communities in saffron-growing regions.
Absolutely. And by supporting those ethical and sustainable practices, consumers can play a role in shaping a more just and equitable global marketplace. It's a reminder that our choices, even something as seemingly simple as choosing a saffron supplement or adding a pinch of saffron to our meals, can have a ripple effect that extends far beyond ourselves.
That's such a powerful message to end on. It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of everything, our personal well-being, the health of our communities, and the sustainability of our planet.
Exactly. And it's about embracing a holistic perspective, not just in relation to our own health, but in the way we approach every aspect of our lives.
Beautifully said. Well, on that inspiring note, it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the fascinating world of saffron. We've covered an incredible amount of ground tonight, from the science behind its potential benefits to its rich history-cultural significance, and even its dreamy possibilities.
It's been a truly enlightening journey, and we hope our listeners have gained a newfound appreciation for this remarkable spice and its potential to enhance our sleep, our health, and perhaps even our dreams.
Thank you for joining us on this incredible exploration. We hope it sparked your curiosity and inspired you to continue learning and exploring the fascinating world around us. Until next time, sleep well, dream big, and remember the power of a holistic perspective.